what I wanted to talk about today was it's on how much we hate human beings, man. Let's talk about it, because I think we don't acknowledge it enough. We don't acknowledge how much we actually hate human beings and the way that they are, the condition of us as a race. Because everything that we do, it's to try to escape our inherent humanness in basically all aspects of our life. And I came to that realization the other day, and I was like, I have to know more about this. Is this a real thing, or am I just going crazy a little bit? But it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and you'll find that out as we keep going with this video, and I will talk more about it, and you'll be like, I would call this it's more of a repulsion. We want to get away from it so badly. Perhaps it's not really conscious for some, because it's as a whole, society as a whole, we're kind of used to feeling like we need to run away from it. It's our repulsion to humanness. It shows up in how quickly we idealize people. We like to flatten them into something palatable, aesthetic, romantic, something that we can admire without, all the mess underneath. Except as humans, the first thing we need to admit to is that we are just messes. Everyone's a mess. It's in our nature. We are a mess. And it's what we actually have to live with. We have to live with all of our complexities, our flaws, our contradictions, all of our emotional noise. And thing is, it could be incredibly beautiful if we were to actually willing to give that a shot, and give it care instead of resisting and running away from it whenever we see signs of it. And I know this seems like a broad claim, but I will stay with me. I think I'm kind of losing it a little bit already. That is your introduction. So we'll call this segment Media and the Relationships, or the Current Popular Belief of what a relationship is meant to look like. See this first in tropes. I think tropes are the best categorical, very much we like to condense a lot of things into these simple titles, and tropes are the way to do it, especially through media, and especially through how media represents relationships. There is perfect timing, instant depth, connection that feels rare, fated, unmistakable. And then I think most importantly, we see it in the way people talk about it, individuals, how people discuss it. They are telling us stories of this perfect love story, or this deep connection that they made. There are no mentions of any types of friction that may have occurred or that will occur, or the preparedness of that, because it will occur, and yet we don't like to be oh no, but this is someone, this is a connection. It's very different, and it's going to avoid all of these usual frictions that come with forming a regular relationship, and slowly we become a society it's become a society where we compare relationships by intensity, by how right they are, or how right it feels, how much joy they produce. It's as if like relationships are like narratives we're supposed to like step into, rather than, you know, interactions we're supposed to live through. And the thing is, like, real interactions, they do feel human. Narratives are easier. Narratives, they are easier to step into. It's how we live our lives, isn't it? We just kind of wait for a narrative that is supposedly like specifically built for us, so that we can step into them, and then everything will be fine and everything will feel aligned. And that's it. Like that perfect narrative for friendship. You know, they say, oh, the right time will come where you start making friends. As if that narrative has already been like, it's been set in stone, and you just have to wait so that you could just step into it, and that's it. That's all you need to do. A lot of that when it comes to romantic relationships and dating, and you get it. And a lot of that when it comes to our relationship with ourselves as well. There will be a time where you'll be fine with how you are, where you will love yourself. And that's also a narrative that we're chasing. Narratives on our relationship with who we want to be, what we want to do. You know, relationships we have with money and our jobs, fulfillment, purpose. It's just waiting for you. You just have to step into it, and then boom, that's it. We don't like the idea of like real interactions. I'll be wearing these glasses because I'm gonna be Finnick for my Zootopia watching thing. I don't know if is Finnick gonna be on Zootopia too. Zootopia too. I don't know if he will, but if not, then I'm there to commemorate his memory. I think I didn't have to say both words. So I'm there to really bring him back. You know, it's gonna be like. Oh, you get the point. Also, I rock fade. I had to. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, like interactions, we can step into narratives. And the thing is, it may feel like we can for a little while. There may be like moments where this cloud of perfection lingers for a little longer. So you start relying on it. You start, you know, believing that this perfect thing or this right alignment actually exists, and you just needed to find it. You just needed to, you know, find that time, whatever, I don't know. But so it's meant to be like, oh, everything feels right, effortless, you know, maybe intoxicating, it's exciting, but not in a way that is like stressful or anything like that. It's just perfect. It's just for you. Okay, and I'm like saying it like this because I've had personal experiences. So it's not meant to be, you know, passing judgment to anyone or shaming anyone in that regard. I think we all feel like living in that fantasy it's easier, or at least the way that we are conditioned to believe or to see these things. It's easier to believe that there's something that is waiting for us that we just have to reach. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be that way, and I'm not trying to villainize this like, oh, which villainization is going to be a major word that's going to be used throughout this video. But I'm not trying to be like, oh, you know, it doesn't exist, so sad. It really isn't. I think we just have to look at it differently. So as I was saying, the cloud of, it's going to eventually clear. This cloud of perfection, we'll call it. Cloud of perfection, visual cloud. I don't know what image I have for perfection, but just the words perfection. But it's eventually, it will clear. Underneath it all, guess what? Guess who's there? It's just a human being. With all its human things. There is no moment or dynamic that's going to erase that human being. It's just a human being. So if you're not comfortable with that, with the fact that the person that you're with, and I mean that in all forms of relationship, the person that you are interacting with, that you have a form of relationship, if you can't admit or if you can't be comfortable with the fact that they will be exhibiting the same unattractive, same awkward, inconsistent traits that, you know, all human beings do, then, you know, disappointment is inevitable. And then I think the worst scenario would be that you'd begin searching endlessly for the next, you know, non-human being or non-human feeling, the next measured relationship, or the next right one. This is an honest reflection of how uncomfortable we are with fully accepting our condition as humans. I think that's a big one, and everything that comes with it. I don't even think we have that type of relationship with ourselves, where we can be gentle and nice and even admire our imperfections. Every time we are inconsistent, we try to fix it and be consistent. Every time we make mistakes, we try and stop making mistakes. Every time what was the thing that I mentioned? Every time we're awkward, we try and be less awkward and more cool, and just micromanaging and controlling and slowly pushing our humanness out of us because we regard it as embarrassing, as just not as an attractive trait to have, which is crazy because I mean, it's not really a choice, is it? And so it's just gonna be like the same battle over and over again. But yeah, like, these are human things that can occur, that will most definitely occur, but not they're framed to be things to be repulsed by. And like I said, like, there are people that will say, oh yeah, but no, like, I found someone who is that consistent, who is that. Man, they are repressing. Okay, like, this is that perfection cloud. And I don't want to put this genre under the bus, but I will. Romance. The genre of romance. And however way you consume it, if you consume it. If you don't, it probably will come and force you to consume it. So, in romance media, or the way that's communicated, it could be in various ways, but you've probably interacted with it. So often the work is about stripping humanness out of characters, and this doesn't need to be fictional as well. It could be how celebrities are presented. They are kind of characters if you think about it. And we'd like to present their experiences as deeply human. Like, we'd like to add the perfect amount of human experiences to make it seem like, oh yeah, AI. So there's some pain, there's some struggle. I'm sorry if this sounds weird saying it, but there's pain, struggle, trauma, growth. We see this in like biographies that are told, people who come on, they tell us about their story, how they met someone, or just how they were finally comfortable with themselves. The story starts and ends usually in a very similar format, where it starts with pain, struggle, trauma, and there's growth. But at the end of the day, it's all aestheticized. It's romanticized, and it's made to be desirable. Like there's a finish line. There's something that they were reaching for, that they were able to get to. And obviously, I'm generalizing, and not everything is like this, but it is a common one, And yes, for the fiction, it is fiction, and also for celebrities or whatever, it is very parasocial. Maybe don't take that story and shape it into everything that they are and their whole life. It would be hard to communicate everything that you've been through in that short amount of supply, medium that you've been given. But still, it does shape expectations. It shapes that, like, love that's offered is ultimately one of perfection. Yeah, you've suffered, yeah, you've made mistakes, but now everything stabilizes, right? Now dissatisfaction goes unspoken. Now complexity quiets down because you've chosen, if it's romance, you've chosen each other. You've gotten to that point where you're now settled down. It's a good word. That's a good word we need to dissect, okay? Yeah, we've settled down. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. But it's that end of the story. Yeah, we went through this and that. Same in the stories. So, yeah, like that happened, this and that. But now we're together. Okay, so that's where the story ends, really? Don't I know who you are? I know who you are. This brings me to the point, which is a major one. AI. I think AI is the more obvious part. Okay, so I did some research on this, and the use of AI companion apps is more concentrated amongst people aged 18 to 30. Statistics, it shows a lot of things up, but I don't want to really dive deep into it because it's been almost a year since that study was done, and you know how AI is, how quickly it develops. A year might as well be like decades in this context, especially. So I don't think it's a very accurate representation. It's gotten much worse. So what's unsettling is simply that people are interacting with AI. It's not just that, okay? It's how we've chosen to design and relate to it. So romantic AI companions and AI generated, they are increasingly discussed as troubling, not just because they replace human interaction, but because they amplify something we were already struggling with. Unrealistic expectations of connection, emotional availability without friction, intimacy without risk. These technologies don't create loneliness from nothing. They deepen existing trends of social withdrawal, declining dating, and shrinking spaces for real relational formation. So AI is built by selectively imitating human traits while removing everything that we find to be inconvenient. which inconvenience, we are painting it in a very negative way when we could simply just accept, and it could be a very nice, but hey, that's my own opinion. So yeah, all the things, it offers responsiveness without any mood swings, validation without misunderstanding, presence without emotional demand. So it's human enough, but it's never human fully. People that we want to form relationships with, this is exactly how we want to build them, without a perfection. So one recent study found that a significant portion of Gen Z already attributes human-like awareness to AI systems. Many are polite to them, saying please and thank you. Some went to them about co-workers. They vent to them about co-workers. Others openly say that they would replace their boss with a robot because it would be more respectful and fair, more human. Oh my god, I was so happy when I read this because I was like, exactly, I knew what you people are doing. Like, we've been practicing the rejection of humanness long before these tools existed. I think we just can see it very clearly now. We see it in the way relationships are sold to us, the intolerance for imperfection unless it's explained, justified, or made into some type of aesthetic thing, where the final destination is perfect. The belief that flaws must either be overcome or hidden rather than acknowledged and integrated into how relationships are formed. So, alright, I've mentioned this before, but just to make sure that it's like, so yeah, we're taught to search for the final right person, the final right career, final right version of ourselves, even though we know deeply that life doesn't work that way. Humans are not static. We move, we shift, and way more often than we think as well. We contradict ourselves, we outgrow narratives. There is no ever after, and that doesn't have to be tragic. I promise, okay? It's good, it's okay. And I honestly don't really get the promise because I don't think I'm ever, I don't know if I'm in the authority, but I'll claim that position, okay? Trust me, bro, trust me. So what's unsettling is not the absence of permanence, it's how uncomfortable we've become with motion, with change, with the fact that meaning isn't something we arrive at once and keep forever. Okay, but that idea, it's just not, I don't know how we can even balance it, because how oversaturated it is, this idea that we arrive at something and we keep it forever. It's so oversaturated that it's so hard to find the other side of it, the real side of it, our own reality, our own nature, to find that as something to be comfortable with, or even be happy about, or allow and be open to experiencing that, because it's been painted in the worst light for so long. So I say we just celebrate that the fact that we will never really be finished, until we get finished. As we are living as humans with life, being alive, we will never be finished. It's just, maybe for a little while, that cloud of perfection will come in. You're like, ooh, I've settled. Ooh, I've found a place. Ooh, this or that. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to disappear. And it's okay. Because what are you? A human being. And is that okay to just live as that? Yes, it is. We don't need to be so uncomfortable. It's easier said than done, eh? It's okay, it's okay. I want to mention, this came to me as well. It's kind of crazy that we also do this in, I feel like that's a more common one that we've come to acknowledge a little bit better, but we also do this with physical manifestations of ourselves, with our looks, with our existence in the physical world. We like to seek for the perfect body. We are uncomfortable with what? Human parts, like cellulites, wrinkles. Like, we're afraid of getting old, man, because we don't want wrinkles. Stop being scared of being a human being. Okay, it is kind of scary, but you're scared for the wrong reasons. Also, being awkward is so cool, man. I'd say it's so much fun as well. Even in how you experience people, I would say awkwardness is nice. I would say silence is nice as well. Silence usually sometimes follows with awkwardness, but it really teaches you how people can handle moments like that, because there will be moments like that. And I get it. I get that it's unsettling to accept that nothing will be consistent. You know, nothing will revolve around only joy. That nothing will be communicated with the simplicity that we crave. You know, that nothing will be perfect, because we do really like cling to these ideas. We just like to imagine that the variables are just not matching, and that's why we're not receiving them. That's a torturous way of living. Just waiting for that right. And we love to cling to the language of perfection. We are deeply uncomfortable with imperfection, which is the exact word that describes humans as a whole. I should stop repeating things over and over again, but I don't have any other vocabulary, and my brain, I'm barely functioning. Thank you for your patience.